speaking of human potential, ladies and gentlemen, it's innovation, technology, and research that is the backbone of shaping the future. So we're now going to turn our attention to how breakthrough advancements in AI, quantum computing, and immersive technologies are transforming industries, enhancing human experiences, and creating new global opportunities. And I can think of no better person to give us these latest updates, ladies and gentlemen. Please give a very warm welcome. It's a great honor to introduce and welcome His Excellency Faisal Al Bannai, Advisor to the UAE President for Strategic Research and Advanced Technology Affairs, who's also the Secretary General and Board Member of the Advanced Technology Research Council. A very warm welcome.
Thank you.
Well, as we stand on the brink of a new technological revolution, I was wondering whether you could maybe give us an update, maybe a global perspective when it comes to emerging technologies, AI, quantum computing, these immersive experiences as well. Tell us about the impact on industry and the change in global economies.
It's a pleasure being here. I think we had an interesting chat inside. Probably every society and every civilization at a certain point says they're probably living at the most interesting time where the most change. I don't know what other times of humanity have said that, but we are truly living through a time when there is aggressive change due to technology. And I think what we're seeing in AI, what we're seeing happening in quantum, is affecting multiple fields. So just looking in the last 2 years in AI, and AI has been there for a while, but if we look at the last 2 years, the extra attention that has happened to AI because of the ChatGPT-like solutions, it's now getting into every type of product, service, and offering one way or another in an accelerated manner. So whether it's your doctor assistant, whether it's your compliance check, whether it is something that can help decision making, whether it is your personal assistant. I mean, definitely already during this year, you will start seeing even much higher reliance on an AI, which 2 years ago you were just chatting to for fun, and it was amusing to chat to and it was nice, to now an AI that can see, can hear, can take action for you. And at this stage, it's action digitally. This year, it will start getting to physical action when AI is getting into robots in that regard. We have not gone through this kind of an accelerated change when such technologies can affect us at a personal level or a corporate level or a country level. So AI is doing some change, and we're seeing a big drive over there. Quantum technologies, although like AI is not new, but in the last 3 years, there has been definitely a climb on the gradual maturity of where quantum technology is. And quantum technology, whether it's computers, whether it's sensors, but if I say computers, now when is that inflection point, like the ChatGPT moment for quantum? Is it 3 years from now? Is it 5 years from now? But definitely it is on an upside hill. When that happens, whatever you are going to do and you are able to do in 3 years, 5 years of computing, you're able to do in a few seconds. That changes everything. So it's affecting us at a personal level. It's affecting how we can progress in medicine and transport and other areas. So I think there is few large technology changes that are happening that are making profound changes for us in the years to come.
So bringing this back to the UAE, I mean, there are great strides that are being made here, of course. For those that aren't overly aware, maybe you could give us an update on that and how very much this is cementing your position as well when it comes to global trade, for example. And what would you say is maybe the ultimate game changer for the UAE?
So I think the UAE has gone, like many countries, through different stages of its growth, of its maturity. I would say probably in the early years of this country, there was a lot invested in building basic foundation, basic stuff, roads, hospitals, basic needs. Later on, I think it was building certain sectors and services, and whether it's the trade sector or a number of other government services, and really maturing services and maybe specific sectors. Today, we have an amazing foundation. We have an amazing ecosystem of services and enablers and other things in the country. And the country in the last, let's say 5 years, plus and minus, have been putting a lot of attention on technology innovation, and truly pushing for this knowledge economy. As the President said, is to be ready for the last barrel of oil to be sold. And I think that amount of attention in the last few years in technology, you're seeing the emergence of large mega companies in the UAE when it comes to technology. You're seeing an emergence of a lot of small to medium players coming in over here. And if we look at maybe examples of stuff we're doing, is if we look at the Advanced Technology Research Council, which was set up in May, it would be 5 years. Today we have 10 research centers. We have over nearly 1,300, 1,400 researchers. They are from 80 countries. We have over 100 plus universities globally that we are in touch with, that are on our payroll, working with us on our research. This is already becoming a country that is bringing in talent from all over the place, coming here to the UAE to build technology that really makes a difference. And we are moving at extremely fast pace compared to a classical approach of other countries of how long they're taking to move on. So we are investing in AI. We've done a lot of things over there with Falcon and other areas. We are investing in quantum technologies, a very promising technology for all of us. We are investing in autonomous. I mean, we are living in a time when we are now at the inflection point where, yes, you were driving your car, but very soon you had some car assistance, and now very soon you don't need to drive your car. Your car is really driving itself. But that's the same with the car, that's the same with the plane, that's the same with other things. So we are investing in all of these technologies, and we are making pretty large bets in these areas in this regard.
I mean, there's so much coming into force, and it's amazing how you seize these opportunities as they come in as well. It's very impressive. I wanted to go back to AI for a moment, as it's it was still very much in its infancy. We're only 2 years in, 24 months. So it's pretty much anyone's game at the moment, if you think about it. However, DeepSeek, for example, has come in and very much sort of shaken up the market a little bit, very much underscoring China's AI resilience as well, despite export controls as well. So do you think that this does challenge the assumption that AI development is predominantly sort of Western-led? What's your thought on that?
I think if there is one thing we learned in the last 2 years, since the launch of ChatGPT, is this game is still at its beginning. And I was having a chat with someone when the internet launched. Some were not born at that time, but at least we were there. When the internet happened, there were a number of large companies at that time where everyone said, yeah, XYZ company, AOL, blah, blah, these are the dominant companies that will lead the industries in the years to come. These companies are not the companies today leading that game. Although at that time, people felt it's a default. These are the 3-4 large companies in the internet space. For sure, they will dominate everything. They are nowhere to be seen. The other companies really have emerged later on. And I think a good example, what we saw in the last 24 months when it comes to AI, is proprietary AI, open source AI. I mean, us even as a country or as a research institute, in 23, when we launched our model, people said, who on earth are these guys? I mean, normally people got used to models coming out of the US or models coming out of even China or Europe. UAE launching the Falcon model and scoring the highest performing open source model globally, wow, beating every other player, was frankly, was also new for us. So I think since that time, you started seeing blips of different players ending with what DeepSeek did in terms of their approach, that really proves this game is still at its beginning. This game still has a lot to be tuned, as shown with different players coming in and saying, well, there is always a better way of doing it. There is always a more optimized way of doing it. And what took you 1 year or took you $1 billion, I will do it for 10 million. Suddenly, the game changes. So I think that's changing on one side. But I think the more interesting part that is changing when we say what's changing with this internet, all of us have mobile phones. Today, there are dominant players because they have the real estate on your mobile phone, which is, I am the app that does your booking of airline. I am the app that does your food. I am the app that does... And today there are large companies and small companies. And in reality, some of them are large because they became the recognized brand name. They have the highest distribution, meaning most downloaded. So even if you have a new app player that provides a service, I'm not referring to social media apps, sometimes it's very hard now to break in because someone already has 50% market share. In the age of AI, when your agent, your virtual AI agent, and you tell him, go and do an online airline booking for me or hotel booking, AI agent doesn't care whether he's connecting to the API of the top 3 most famous apps. The AI agent will connect to whichever API provides the best connection, provides the best turnaround time, and you're on. Actually, 50% of the apps on your phones might disappear because your agent is the one connecting to the back end of all of these guys. So suddenly you thought you were the largest hotel booking company. In a few years, a small guy that has a better API connection, that has a better turnaround time, that has other things, your AI agent doesn't care about the brand name, cares about the execution. So many things will change with this.
And that's what keeps it exciting, I suppose, because it's anyone's game. You don't know what's going to happen. It could go any which way at the end of the day as well. Sadly, we are running out of time, and I really wanted to get into a little bit more of the work, the incredible work that's being done over at the Advanced Technology Research Council. Tell us the main focus areas that you're looking at right now, especially when it comes to healthcare, the environment, and transport as well. What are the sort of main focal points for you? And then within that as well, I know you very much prioritize collaboration. So I wanted you to maybe give us an idea of, some good collaboration methods and why collaboration is so important, especially to get innovation over the line.
So if we start with the collaboration part and then we'll end with, what are some of the exciting projects we're doing. Today, as I mentioned, we have over 1,400 researchers. They're coming from 80 countries. So you're getting people from all over the place. And as I mentioned, probably we're still looking for the guy from Mars or the moon, but the rest of the guys, we got them here in the UAE. So we're getting a lot of talent from all over the place. We are collaborating with over 100 universities globally, where we have agreements. These are not MOUs, these are clear research agreements with them, where we're working on to solving water problems, we're solving renewable problems, we're solving medical problems and other things. So suddenly you have a new entity, a new player in the global space when it comes to research as UAE, where very quickly we're able to assemble a lot of talent globally to come here, leveraging that we are such a diverse society in that regard, and people feeling comfortable to come here. Leveraging the part that we are a nation that can reach out to everyone, so we have over 100 universities where we're collaborating. All of these things is enabling us what someone else might take 5 years to do, we can take a year to do because we are connected with everyone, we are collaborating with everyone. And the comment you just mentioned is, how do you compete and collaborate at the same time? And I think the best way of doing that is there are stuff that you would do for your competitive edge. As long as we can find areas where you're missing something and I'm missing something, whatever that may be, I think these are the grounds of collaboration in that regard and us joining hands. And to end with what are the areas that we are most excited about, I think the area of AI and the area of robotics. In the same way how we made announcements in the last 2 years of what we did in AI, you will hear this year, somewhere towards the latter part of this year, we will make serious announcements when it comes to robotics in that regard. So robotics will be a major area for us across the board. I think there is a lot of work we're doing in quantum, whether quantum communication, whether quantum computing, and that's an area that we think will be very promising for us as a country, although it has a little bit of a longer tail. And we are doing a lot of stuff when it comes to renewable, stuff related to water, stuff related to farming and other areas. And last but not least, autonomous transport. I think autonomous transport, whether air, land, or sea, is changing dramatically, already changing, not going to change. And I think it will change so many things in our daily lives, in how countries operate in that regard due to having autonomous fleets, whether it's taxis, whether it's trucks, whether it's airplanes. I think that just changes a lot of things when it comes to the dynamics of transport.
Yeah, definitely. And there was an incredible showcase actually over in Abu Dhabi. I think it was just last year, DriftX, and they had all the different sort of robotics on display and autonomous vehicles.
We had our Formula One cars, or Formula-like One cars in Yas circuit that was racing fully autonomously on the track, driving over 200 kilometers an hour, fully autonomous on that track.
Wow, yeah, that's incredible. If there's one sort of key message you could leave our audience with, what would it be today?
I think looking at what is happening in the UAE today when it comes to its interest in technologies, its interest in attracting talent to come over here, I think there is a lot happening when it comes to research and development when it comes to technology. If there is a time to be in the UAE, either to come in the UAE or someone that's in the UAE that needs to focus on a sector, this is the time to really focus when it comes to technology, research and development, because all the way from leadership and down, the attention and time spent now on helping to grow the technology ecosystem is like no other time in that regard. So if there is a time to be in the sector, this is the time to be in the sector in this regard. And frankly, I think UAE can be in an extremely strong position in the years to come when it comes to tech space.
Very exciting time ahead, and very well said, by the way. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for His Excellency Faisal Al Bannai. Thank you so much.